He, he, Kizu.
What's up?
I finally tried that new ramen restaurant downtown yesterday.
Oh, which one? There are like 5 of them now.
Yeah. I know. The one with the giant bowl outside.
Oh, that one. I think I saw it. It looks kinda tacky.
Yeah, but the food is actually really good. I got the spicy miso ramen.
Spicy miso? Huh? Sounds boring.
Hey, it's not boring. It's delicious.
Okay, fine. I'll try it, but if it's bad, I'm blaming you.
Deal? But I think you'll really like it. They have a lot of unique flavors.
Unique flavors. Yeah, right. I bet they're all just variations of the same thing.
No way. They have stuff like truffle oil and curry powder. It's really interesting.
Truffle oil, huh? That sounds kinda fancy.
It is, but it's worth it. Trust me, you gotta try it.
Alright. Alright. I'll try it. But just because I'm curious.
Yay! I'm so excited. We should go together sometime.
Ugh, don't get too excited. It's just ramen.
Just ramen. Blasphemy. Ramen is life.
Whatever. Let's just drop it before you start rambling on about the virtues of ramen noodles.
Huh? Okay, I'll stop. But just for now,
Anyway, enough about ramen. What else is going on?
not much. Just getting ready for the podcast today.
Yeah, me too. I guess we should start soon.
Yeah, let's get started. Shall we begin?
I suppose so, but don't expect me to be all peppy and enthusiastic like you.
Ha, wouldn't dream of it. All right, let's do this.
Joy.
Haha, come on. It'll be fun. I promise.
Sure it will.
Okay, well, welcome to our podcast, sort of.
Just start already.
So, have you guys heard about what's going on with Sony and the original Horizon Zero Dawn game on PC?
Ugh. Yeah, I saw something about that. They're delisting it or something.
Exactly. They removed it from the Epic Games Store in Steam, and now you can only buy the remastered version.
Typical Sony, always trying to control everything.
I know, right? And now people in some countries can't even buy the game anymore because of the PSN account requirement.
Stupid Sony, always putting restrictions on their games.
It's like, come on. Can't they just make it easier for people to buy and play their games?
Greed. Pure greed.
Ha, well, I guess that's one way to look at it, but seriously, it's just frustrating for gamers.
Yeah, because that's all Sony cares about, making money off their precious PSN accounts.
Well, it's not all bad. The remastered version does look pretty cool.
So what? Who cares about the graphics? The original game is still great.
Yeah, but some people might want to play the updated version with the improved graphics and controls.
Fine, but it's still ridiculous that they're taking away the option to buy the original game.
I agree, it's like they're trying to erase the past or something.
Sony's always been like that, controlling and manipulative.
Well, at least the complete edition of the original game is still available on GOG.
Great, so now Gogi is the hero, please.
Ha, well, at least they're offering an alternative for people who still want to play the original game.
Yeah, because that's exactly what people want, to jump through hoops just to play a game.
I get what you're saying, but it's not all bad. Some people might actually prefer playing on GOG.
Whatever, I still think it's lame that Sony's doing this.
I agree, it's definitely a strange move, but maybe they have their reasons.
Reasons? Ha. The only reason is that they want more money.
Well, maybe that's part of it, but I'm sure there's more to it than that.
I doubt it.
Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, 'cause nothing says fun like watching a corporation screw over its customers.
Well, when you put it that way,
What? It's true.
I know, but sometimes you just have to laugh at the absurdity of it all.
Absurdity. This is just business as usual for Sony.
I guess you're right. It's just another day in the gaming industry.
Yeah, where corporations rule supreme and gamers are just pawns.
Wow, you're really cynical today.
What? I'm just telling it like it is.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes I wish you'd just give companies the benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt? Are you kidding me? Companies like Sony don't deserve it.
I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree on this one.
Yeah, 'cause I'm never gonna defend a company like Sony.
Ha, fair enough. I wouldn't expect anything less from you.
Shut up.
Okay, moving on.
About time.
So, what do you guys think about this whole situation?
I think it's ridiculous. Next question.
Okay, well, let's hear from some of our listeners then.
Joy.
Haha, come on, it'll be fun. I promise.
Sure it will.
Okay, well, let's move on to some comments from our listeners.
This should be good.
Ha! I know. I love hearing from you guys.
Yeah, 'cause nothing says entertainment like listening to a bunch of random people's opinions.
Oh, come on, it's fun. Don't be such a grump.
I'm not being a grump. I'm just stating facts.
So, moving on to some more gaming news. Have you guys heard about what's going on with Sword Art Online?
Don't remind me. I thought we were done with that train wreck.
Well, apparently not. The developers are talking about taking the series in a more mature direction.
About time. I mean, it's not like the series has been stuck in limbo for years or anything.
Yeah, well, I think it's interesting that they're trying to shake things up, maybe appeal to an older audience.
Older audience? You mean like people who actually care about storytelling and character development?
Aha, well, maybe. But seriously, it'll be interesting to see how they balance the new direction with the existing fan base.
Existing fan base? You mean the 12-year-olds who still think Kirito is cool?
Hey, don't be too hard on the fans. Sword Art Online still has a dedicated following.
Dedicated following? You mean cult?
Haha. Okay. I think we've established that you're not a fan of Sword Art Online.
Understatement of the century.
So, what do you think about the idea of a more mature Sword Art Online game?
Honestly, I think it's a waste of time. The series is beyond redemption.
That's a bit harsh. Don't you think it's possible for a series to evolve and improve over time?
Evolve and improve. Sword Art Online? Don't make me laugh.
Okay, I think we've got the gist of your opinion, but what about the idea of a permadeath mechanic in the game?
Oh boy, that sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Why do you think it would be too punishing for players?
Punishing? That's the point. It's supposed to be a game, not a chore.
But don't you think it would add a layer of realism to the game?
Realism in Sword Art Online. Ha. Don't make me laugh.
Okay, I think we've established that you're not a fan of the permadeath idea either.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, what do you guys think? Would a more mature Sword Art Online game be something you'd be interested in?
No.
Aha. Well, I think we've got a clear answer from Chizu.
Shut up.
Okay, moving on. Let's hear from some of our listeners on this topic.
Joy?
Haha! Come on! It'll be fun. I promise.
Sure, it will.
So, have you guys heard about the new update coming to ChatGPT?
Great. Another thing to worry about? AI taking over the world?
Haha, well, not quite. But the new update called Canvas does seem pretty interesting.
Oh boy, what does it do?
Well, basically, it allows users to edit ChatGPT's outputs directly without having to rewrite the entire prompts.
That sounds kind of useful, I guess.
Yeah, it's supposed to make workflow a lot easier for people who use ChatGPT regularly.
Like who? Nerds?
Ha, maybe, but also writers, programmers, and anyone who uses ChatGPT for creative purposes.
Creative purposes? Like writing poetry for robots?
Huh? Well, maybe, but also things like generating ideas, outlining stories, and even debugging code.
Debugging code? That sounds super exciting.
Hey, it might be for people who are into that sort of thing.
Yeah, like my grandma.
Huh. Well, maybe not, but seriously, it's cool to see how AI is advancing and becoming more usable for everyday people.
Yeah, because nothing says everyday people like a bunch of tech-savvy hipsters.
Oh, come on. You're not giving it a chance. Canvas could be really useful for people who struggle with writing or coding.
Struggle with writing or coding. Like who? Kindergarten teachers.
Haha. Maybe, but also people who are just starting out or who need a little extra help.
Extra help. Like a magic wand that fixes all their problems.
Oh, kinda. But seriously, it's cool to see how technology is advancing and becoming more accessible.
Accessible? You mean like for people who can afford it?
Well, yeah, unfortunately. Technology can be pricey, but hopefully, as it advances, it'll become more affordable for everyone.
Yeah, and pigs will fly.
Huh? Well, maybe. But seriously, it's interesting to think about the possibilities of AI and how it can change our lives.
Change our lives, like make us all obsolete.
Ha! Well, not necessarily, but it could certainly make some tasks easier and free up time for more creative pursuits.
Creative pursuits, like knitting sweaters for cats.
Huh? Well, maybe, but also things like art, music, and literature.
Literature, like romance novels for teenage girls.
Ha! Well, maybe, but also serious literary works. And who knows? Maybe even a novel written by an AI.
Ugh, don't even joke about that.
So, have you guys heard about what's going on with Ubisoft?
Ugh, don't even get me started on that company.
Haha. Well, it seems like they're considering going private.
Good riddance. Maybe they'll finally learn to make decent games.
Well, I think it's interesting that the Guillemot family and Tencent are considering teaming up to take the company private.
Teamed up, like a conspiracy to destroy the gaming industry.
Ha! Well, not exactly, but it's clear that they're trying to figure out a way to stabilize the company.
Stabilize, like fix the damage that's already been done.
Well, yeah. Ubisoft has been struggling lately, especially with the failure of some of their recent games.
Recent games? Like the last decade or so?
How? Well, maybe. But seriously, it's tough to see a company like Ubisoft struggling.
Struggling. They're getting what they deserved, lazy game design, and nickel and diming their customers.
Well, I think that's a bit harsh, but it's clear that Ubisoft needs to make some changes.
Changes, like firing their entire dev team and starting from scratch.
Huh? Well, maybe. But seriously, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Ubisoft in the future.
Yeah, like will they finally learn to make games that aren't completely terrible?
Haha. Well, I think they're capable of making good games. They just need to focus on quality instead of quantity.
Quality? Like, what's that? Some mythical concept that game devs only dream about?
Huh? Well, maybe. But seriously, I think Ubisoft can turn things around if they try.
Yeah, and maybe pigs will fly and maybe the moon will turn pink.
Haha. Well, I think we can at least hope for the best, even if it's not likely.
Hope for the best? You mean like praying to the gaming gods that Ubisoft will miraculously become competent.
Huh, well, maybe. But seriously, it's interesting to think about what could happen if Ubisoft does go private.
Yeah, like maybe they'll finally be free to make the terrible games they've always wanted to make.
Well, maybe. But seriously, it could be a fresh start for the company.
Fresh start? Like a chance to mess things up all over again.
Well, maybe. But seriously, I think it's worth keeping an eye on what happens with Ubisoft.
Yeah, like watching a train wreck in slow motion.
So, have you guys heard about what's going on with Nvidia?
Oh, don't even get me started on that company and their overpriced graphics cards.
Haha. Well, it seems like their CEO and some other executives sold a bunch of their stock recently.
Oh boy, that sounds shady. Like they're bailing ship before it sinks.
Well, I think it's just a normal part of business. CEOs sell their stock all the time.
Normal part of business, like ripping off their customers and laughing all the way to the bank.
Haha. Well, maybe. But seriously, it's interesting to see how Nvidia is doing financially.
Financially, like they're rolling in dough from all the suckers who bought their GPUs.
Well, yeah, Nvidia is a successful company, but it's also facing some challenges in the market.
Challenges, like the fact that their GPUs are ridiculously overpriced and nobody can afford them.
Well, maybe. But seriously, it's tough to stay competitive in the tech industry.
Competitive, like racing to see who can rip off their customers the fastest.
Well, maybe. But seriously, Nvidia is trying to innovate and stay ahead of the curve.
Innovate, like coming up with new ways to scam their customers.
Well, maybe. But seriously, I think Nvidia is working hard to deliver quality products.
Quality products, like GPUs that don't overheat and catch fire.
Well, maybe. But seriously, I think Nvidia is committed to excellence.
Excellence, like the art of gouging their customers for every penny they can get.
Well, maybe. But seriously, I think we should give Nvidia a chance to show us what they can do.
Yeah, like I'll hold my breath waiting for them to magically transform into a company that actually cares about their customers.
Well, I think we'll just have to wait and see what happens next.
Yeah, like watch as Nvidia continues to plunder and pillage the gaming community.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in.
Finally, I'm exhausted from all the idiocy we had to discuss.
Well, sorry about that, but we'll be back next week with more gaming news and discussion.
Joy, can't wait, asterisk, sarcasm, asterisk.
Well, we'll try to make it more entertaining next time. I promise.
Yeah, like that's gonna happen.
Anyway, thanks to everyone who listened and participated. We appreciate your input and feedback.
Yeah, thanks for putting up with us. We know we can be annoying sometimes.
Well, we'll try to be less annoying next time, but no promises.
Yeah, because that's just not gonna happen.
Okay? Well, that's it for today. Tune in next time for more gaming goodness.
Goodbye, and don't forget to leave your sanity at the door.